Today, I'm aiming to become a 1,000 crore company.
What was your eureka moment? What was that aha moment? Because now we come from South India where there's a jewelry business on every single street. And to kind of position yourself there with a different concept is actually hard. What was it like for you, Chinu? And then we'll come to you in a bit.
See, for me, the day I saw how a piece of jewelry can transform the look, I think that was the eureka moment for me. And then when I went out, started researching, I figured out that there was just no brand in India that was selling jewelry. Everything was, unbranded, unorganized. And I was like, I live in a country where we have brands for slippers. And shirts or anything for that matter. How come we don't have brand for jewelry? So that was my eureka moment.
That's nice. So you identified that there was a big gap in terms of the brand in the market. What about you, Shraddha?
Thank you so much for having me, and thanks for a wonderful introduction. So my thought process is very simple. I don't believe in talking. I believe in doing. As a person, that's been my philosophy. And when you look at everyone's like, oh, climate change, this, that, and I think, what can we do, right? Like, what can everyone do on a smaller level to change it? And it was animal agriculture, right? But at the same time, you don't want to take away people's food. You want to give them better options, right? Like, you didn't want to take away the horse for transport. You wanted to give them a car and then an EV. And that's how I view food, right? I view that, there's been so much change, right? Look at the past 100 years. The way we consume electricity, the way we travel, everything's changed, right? Except our food. The only thing that's changed in food is we have better packaging, which to me is a bit ridiculous. So, there had to be a better way to give people a nutritious protein alternative that satisfies their taste, their cravings, their nutritional needs, but at the same time is something that, can be affordable and accessible. And that's what we aim to create people.
So I was a meat eater. For me to even process the fact that you could have something as equivalent as an egg in terms of nutrition and taste, but it's not egg, is baffling. So where did that come out from?
So just to give everyone a bit of context, so Evo makes plant-based eggs. So we make eggs made from plants. And, honestly, see, there is no secret recipe. It's just hard work, and hard work by my R&D team, by my scientists. We're one of the very few food processing companies in India that have 2 international patents, right? So it's not like we imported this or bought the recipe off of someone. It was very much developed in India. And if you look at the way an egg is, right? What is an egg? What is the molecule of an egg? Water, protein, fat, flavor, minerals, right? What we did is you break down the elements that make an egg, and you find what in the plant kingdom can sort of give it the same properties, and you reconstitute them together. And you know what? Simply that's how Evo was made.
Thank you, Shraddha. Moving to Chinu, I know you did not have a big background in terms of formal education. Is there like a book that you read that kind of really moved you, or any source of motivation and guidance that you got?
Sure. So I had a very, very tough childhood, and I was 15-year-old when I left home. Went to a railway station, stayed there for about 2 days, found a job as a door-to-door sales girl. Well, the journey has been very tough, and for me, life has been my biggest teacher, because I did not have a privilege like all of you to come to this great college or any school or college for that matter. I'm a 7 dropout. But then what worked for me was constant learning and also accepting that there are things that I don't know. This happens with a lot of people. Sometimes we don't want to accept that we don't know things. So because I accepted that, I kept on learning at every step. What I learned was resilience. What I learned was never give up. What motivated me and kept me going was to be a better version of myself. Because where I come from, this is more than a dream. The life that I live is more than a dream. So I think what happens is when you just tell yourself and commit to yourself that you will become a better version of yourself, doesn't matter at what level you are. At every level, you can be a better version of yourself, right? And constantly working on it. So there was no books. I did not have the time. I was working for 18 hours a day. I was working for my daily meal. You know what was interesting in this whole journey was the goalpost kept changing. I still remember I felt very successful when I got 3 meals in a day. I actually felt that. And today, I'm aiming to become a 1,000 crore company. So the goalpost kept changing every week, every month, every year.
I think that's an awesome answer because a lot of people learn from two things, I believe. One is examples, which is a book, which is mentors. Second is experience, which life in itself is the biggest teacher. Thank you for that lovely answer, Chinu. And what were some failure moments that actually defined you? Because I believe hard times are a test of true character. And when did you realize that you evolved? Maybe like a phoenix, or like, if you could say even a Pokemon, but yeah, when did you evolve?
Oh, I love them. I love it. You know, I think what's very beautiful about failures, when people feel like they need to be successful to talk about failures, which I think is really funny because I'm here, but I see myself as an equal to all of you. I don't see myself. I mean, I was here a couple of years ago, right? And you guys will be where I am in a couple of years, and you fail every day, right? You not only as an entrepreneur, you fail as a person, right? And like Chinu said so beautifully, life teaches you lessons. Of course, there's been you learn about this, right? Like like hire quick. Hire slowly, fire quick. Like hire the right kind of people that can rock your boat. Don't overspend. Look at this. But I think my biggest failures have come from things I cannot predict, right? So before Ingo, I had a restaurant called Candy and Jane, which is, what I actually got on the Fox list for, it was a farm. It's what brought the whole farm to fork revolution to Mumbai and India in general. And I could not predict that another rooftop would catch fire. And overnight, December 31st, where we had the most bookings and then ticket so much pre-sales, the government would come and shut my rooftop. I couldn't predict it, right? But I think what my failures have taught me is no matter what, I will be okay. And I think that's something you should carry with you, right? Like, view this as a journey. And I don't think failure is absolute and not a success. So don't let failure get to you, and definitely don't let any success get to you.
Yeah, that's something I would like to take about the fire and actually raising from the ashes. So something that I want to share with all of you. So when the months started doing well, I was feeling all successful and I've done it all, reached there kind of a feeling. And life is unpredictable. So 3 years ago, we had a massive fire accident in our office. And we lost everything that I had made. Unfortunately, due to some document issues, we were not even insured. So we were literally back to where I started. Not even a single laptop, a pen, a diary, system. We did not have anything left. I stood in front of my office. I told my team that we'll start again tomorrow morning. They were just astonished. They were like, how do we start? We have nothing to start. We said, no, we'll start again. The same evening, we started working. 3 months down the line, we doubled our sale. And one more thing that I believe in, which has really worked for me, when you're really honest about life situations. So, and when you ask for help, okay, I called every vendor of ours and told them कि sir, मुझे भी पता हम कैसे करेंगे, कोई एक्सेल नहीं है, कोई प्लान नहीं है, बट मटेरियल भेजो, मैं प्रॉमिस करती हूँ कि सेल डबल हो जाएगी. And people trusted my promise. And I had no plan, by the way, at that time, no Excels, no PPTs which said, oh, this is how you double the sale. No, it was a self-belief. And this was literally rising from ashes.
Wow. Wow. Man, I must say, many people stop at points like this. And it reminds me of a beautiful quote that I always tell myself. You don't have to be great to start. You have to start to be great. And can you tell me something about business where you've applied a strategy that really worked? And I'll tell you something. I'll begin. Just a quick line. In my initial days of entrepreneurship, I always wanted to be the smartest guy in the room. And that's when I realized I'm in the wrong room and I'm with the wrong people. And if I want to scale a business, I better hire people much smarter than me. That was one of my biggest learnings. What's yours?
When I look at someone that I want to connect with, I don't look at them like, what can they do for me? I always ask myself, what can I do for them? And that's how I approach them. And I promise you, this approach has helped me make not only better friends, but the kind of business connections that I've made, right? I mean, work connections where I've had people go out of my way. I've had multiple, like for example, right, we had a celebrity give Evo to other celebrities, A-list celebrities, just because when we approached them, it was like, what can we do for you? And they loved that approach so much, so that the kind of just free publicity we generated with easier one Roy. So it's just stuff like that when you approach, like for example, one of the main ways we could even set up Evo is our chief scientific advisor. He is the head of the biochem department at Stanford, and he set up Beyond Meat's R&D division. We just dropped him a very cold LinkedIn message. But that message was not like, I want you to do this, right? Which all the LinkedIn messages I get. It was about how can I add value to your life? And honestly, when we got on that call, we wanted to learn about him, right? And it was that beautiful relationship we built, which is why today Evo is what it is. And Evo has that kind of global appeal because, I mean, it's always what you can do for others and not what they can do for you.
Wow. What about you, Chinu? What did you learn from?
So something that I believed in, so we are a product company, and most of the product company I've seen would concentrate, obviously we have to get our product right, our design right, the whole, it was right for the brand. But what I really learned in this journey is, being a product company is fine, but we are also a service company, right? My product could be brilliant if it doesn't reach you on time. They're like, how does that work? I don't want to buy from this company. So something which worked for us, our customer care is very, very strong. We have a complete process for that 0.1% disappointed customer, that happens, that's a reality. So we have a complete process for them. In fact, if someone reaches out to me, I personally attend that call. Even now, like it could be like just one piece of earring that the client has bought, but then she's actually written me an email or a message on LinkedIn. I have a schedule for it. So every Thursday, between 2 and 3, I call this customer and I will speak to her. So believing that you're a service company, and every company, no matter what product you sell, you have to become a service company also. So that was one learning I had.
Wow. Let's move on to the next part of your business in specific. I recently saw this Joe Rogan video, and he speaks about people who turn vegan, right? He says, if I kill an animal, I kill it with one arrow. But if I have to grow a soya crop field, I have to kill the insects, the snails. I have to kill the snakes. I have to kill all the pesticides. So for somebody who's kind of branding themselves as a person who is an animal lover or somebody who's trying to take care of the environment, what about things like this? How are you keeping in mind the kind of pesticides that could change the environment that would?
I just want to ask Joe Rogan one question. Who consumes 80% of the soy in the world? Do you know this?
Yeah.
Who?
The
Livestock.
Livestock, yeah.
And who consumes the livestock?
We.
Exactly. So who is destroying, like, so the soil, these plantations and stuff are not killed because vegans are eating too much tofu.
Again, I don't want to get into this debate, but like, when people say stuff like that, I'm like, it's cute, but it's misinformation, and I honestly, I don't think that's what this platform is for. But having said that, I will tell you what we do, right? Let's look at this as a company. Let's not look at veganism, vegetarianism as a debate, because that's also not what personally that's not my agenda to push at all. Let's look at all these companies, right, that are billion-dollar companies beyond just. You guys have heard of these companies, right? You all know what they do. Do you all know what they're made from? Moong. No, actually, mostly moong, peas, chickpeas, and yes, soy as well. But which country do most of these crops growing in abundance? India.
India.
So where should the company that's making these $1 billion come from?
Different.
Simple. That's how we do it.
Let's move on to the next part of it. The next part of it, I've labeled as balancing passion and profit. Every brand has its own ethos, and there's a market demand. How do you kind of balance this between what you want to do and what the market demands of you?
So, see, we are a bootstrap company. So for us, profitability is very important. So that is never compromised, right? And then we have to pay salaries, right? So, but yes, slight innovation and keeping the passion, but also, people want to see what is trending. And today, thanks to internet, the world is very small. People want to see what's trending in US or London or anywhere, they want to see that in India. So we bridge that gap really fast. We bring the international fashion really fast to the country. So I think that really works for us.
So, see, my company's category creating, in a way, it's not something that exists. So I would say it started off purely based on, I think the word should be. I think you can call it passion, you can call it purpose, you can call it what you will, but the ethos of the company is very straightforward. We want to create a better food system by removing animals from the food chain and giving people more accessible and affordable nutritional choices, right? So that was sort of the passion behind it, and the profits basically come from exactly what I told you all, right? Our main ingredients: moong, chickpeas, peas. No one understands them better than Indian scientists. No one can work in India the way Indians can work in India. Try working with an Indian farmer, and honestly, you'll want to pull your hair out. It is difficult, right, to entirely backtrack a supply chain. So I think your purpose comes in on a larger scale, but profits come in from execution. An idea is beautiful, but it's worth nothing, not even a rupee without execution. You could be like, I wanted to start Amazon 10 years ago, but you didn't. Jeff Bezos did, right? Because he did the
because so a lot of you might become an entrepreneur tomorrow. So something that I'm going to tell you all is related to this question. See, passion is important, right? Plays a very important role. But then knowing what your customer wants and be true to that. It's okay. Like, I might not wear a black soap. Okay, today I'm wearing a black, but I'm just giving an example that I might not want to wear a lot of black every day. But then I know black is the color that sells. Black is the color that my customer wants. So I will produce more of that. Right? See, knowing what your customer wants is very important. Doesn't matter what product you are in. So profits will come from that. Passion, in that way, passion takes a backseat.
100%. Guys, without further ado, I thoroughly enjoyed doing this panel, and for these wonderful, amazingly successful women, can we have a thunderous round of applause one more time?